Hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Dan. Nice to see you all. Right, it has been a long time coming, and yeah, I've been super busy, but I am back now, and we're going to jump into some BABYMETAL. So you've all asked for the guide to review, so I'm going to go and watch the guide now. So this is the not so extensive guide to BABYMETAL from April 1st, 2024. So I'm excited to learn more about these girls before and post the change of member. So yeah, should we just jump straight in? It's a long video, so it's just over 37 minutes. So excuse me, let's just jump straight in, shall we? Full screen, let's go.
Okay, almost there. Little to the left. There.
Hello and welcome to my not-so-extensive guide to BABYMETAL. This will hopefully be entertaining. However, if it isn't, it will at least be informative, and if not that, I will be content to know I drained away some of your precious free time. Also, depending on how much further you are in the future, there could be an updated version of this guide linked in the description. Now, with that settled, and without further ado, let's continue. So, you may be asking, or perhaps not, what exactly is a BABYMETAL? BABYMETAL is a Japanese kawaii metal band. Kawaii meaning cute or adorable, and is a subgenre of metal they created.
はい、ベビーメタルの音楽は元から可愛いとメタルの2つを融合した音楽性でやっているんですけど、その
That's a new kawaii and metal, so cute metal. Really? They do look it. They got really adorable faces.
今もなお変わってないと思っています。
They were formed in 2010, and their name comes from the birth of this new style of metal which fuses Japanese pop with various genres of metal. The three members are Yui-Metal, Moa-Metal, and Momo-Metal.
We are BABYMETAL!
They are backed by a group of session musicians known as the Kami Band for live shows. Their discography includes 4 studio albums, a greatest hit album, a large amount of live...
See, I know they've just come out with a DVD release and a couple of new tracks, so if you want me to see those, let me know.
Albums and DVD Blu-ray releases. Despite what some may think whenever they hear Japanese music, BABYMETAL hasn't produced any music for anime. Though they did create the opening song for the Western cartoon Unikitty.
Really? I didn't know that. That's cool.
BABYMETAL originally started as a subgroup of Sakura Gakuin, an all-girl Japanese idol group themed around school life and extracurricular activities, which was formed in 2010 by the Amuse Talent Agency. It should be emphasized that Sakura Gakuin was not actually a school, so all the girls still attended a regular school. The group would normally contain between 10 and 12 members at a time, of whom fell within the ages of 10 to 15 years old.
Wow, young.
Members would transfer out and go on to other ventures when they had finished compulsory education.
Oh, okay.
And leading up to that, they would release an annual studio album and hold a road to graduation concert. Then, new members would transfer into the group. They had released 11 studio albums, one for each year, up until it disbanded in 2021.
Wow.
BABYMETAL was originally formed as the Heavy Music Club by the producer Kei Kobayashi, with the founding members Suzuka, Moa, and the now former member Yui. They released 4 songs under Sakura Gakuin, but only 3 appeared on SG albums in some form. All 3 members also continued to do other SG activities in addition to performing with BABYMETAL while they were still members. In 2013, BABYMETAL split from SG and became an independent act due to Sue's graduation and leaving Sakura Gakuin and the rising popularity of BABYMETAL, while Yui and Moa remained in SG until their graduation in 2015. Now let's meet the members of BABYMETAL. First off, we have Yui-Metal, full name Suzuka Nakamoto, who was born on December 20th, 1997 in Hiroshima, Japan. She has been a performer most her life and was admitted to Actors School Hiroshima at the age of 8, where she also performed with her sister Himeka in a duo called Tween. She was signed by a Muse talent agency in 2007, after she had finished in second place at an audition held by the company. She was then placed in a group called Karen Girls, which had been formed to sing songs for the anime Zettai Karen Children, and then disbanded when the show had ended. Later in 2010, Sue became one of the founding members of Sakura Gakuin, where she became the lead vocalist of the Heavy Music Club because of her surprisingly powerful vocal ability and unique stage presence for such a young age. She had also become the student council president during her final year and had a single solo song titled Sakura Iro no Avenue.
Her voice hasn't really changed that much.
On BABYMETAL's first 2 albums, Su-Metal has 4 solo songs.
Oh, wow.
Akatsuki, Rondo of Nightmare, Amore, and No Rain, No Rainbow. Sue usually takes the leadership role for BABYMETAL in most situations, including media appearances. She has worked very hard to improve her English over the years as well.
Very nervous, but after a few songs, the audience react to our singing and dancing. I really wanted to perform there, so I'm very happy that my dream came true.
She also has songs that she sings entirely in English, such as Believing, From Dusk Till Dawn, and the English versions of both Elevator Girl and The One.
Wow.
Her life dream was to become a singer and songwriter, with the former coming true early in her life, and the latter when she became the credited lyricist for their song Divine Attack, off their concept album released in 2023. Sue has spent years expanding her vocal capabilities and has always surprised listeners with her range, even learning to rap specifically for their song BMC. Yet despite her very serious nature when it comes to her role in BABYMETAL, and her ability to project a very commanding presence on stage when needed, at her core, she is a girl that is incredibly sweet, goofy, and dorky incarnate. Something she often unleashes on...
I expect that to have that kind of side to them, to be honest. They all seem very... to the point when they're singing. So yeah, I'd expect the dorky side, the silly side, when they're not performing.
Stage. Next up, we have Moa-Metal, full name Moa Kikuchi, born on July 4th, 1999 in Nagoya, Japan. Moa is the shortest member. As I was saying, Moa is the shortest member of BABYMETAL, standing at just 5 feet tall.
Wow.
Even today, she struggles with her eternal battle with smallness.
でも、なんだろうな、年齢とか身長とかの成長とか、あとは環境の変化。
Moa started performing at a very young age and was signed by Amuse in 2007 after winning a competition held by the company.
Wow.
In 2010, Moa joined Sakura Gakuin, where she became a member of the Mini Patty Cooking Club, donning the green bandana, the Twinkle Stars Baton Club, and the Heavy Music Club, where she took the role of scream and dance.
Wow.
Though it may be best to not take the word scream literally. When BABYMETAL split off in 2013, she continued on with SG, and like Sue before her, became the student council president in her final year before she eventually graduated in 2015. During the early years of BABYMETAL, Moa was a member of the subunit known as Black BABYMETAL with Yui-Metal, where they performed 4 songs as a duo: Onidari Daisakusen, Song 4, GJ, and Sis Anger. She was also credited as writing the lyrics to Song 4 together with Yui. It is currently unknown if Black BABYMETAL or any of these songs will return now that Momo has joined BABYMETAL. Moa does enjoy singing, which she has been doing since she was in Sakura Gakuin, even doing a few special solo performances, such as taking the lead role for their song Headbanger at concerts to celebrate her birthday, and
that's
performing
cool.
several black baby metal songs by herself. However, she has said she has no desire for taking lead, as her passion is for dancing, something she has worked hard mastering, as she had very little experience in it when she joined the group.
Oh, wow.
In fact, her only greater passion may be for food, which she loves, and she's quite determined to make sure this isn't missed by anyone.
アイドルのことと、あとやっぱ食べ物が好きなので。
Moa has always been a kind-hearted and loving person, and someone who
smile.
really enjoys interacting with the crowd so as to better show her love and appreciation for the fans.
That's cool.
Apparently that applies to security guards as well. That is, if she isn't bonking them over the head while she continues to fight a losing war against the flag.
Oh no.
Fatality.
Now, onto our newest member.
ガラガラガラガラガラガラガラガラガラガラ
Momo-Metal. Full name Momoko Okazaki, who was born on March 3, 2003 in Fukuoka, Japan, and she moved to her hometown of Kanagawa at the age of 3. She joined Amuse in 2014 and transferred into Sakura Gakuin in the following year, and like Moa, joined the Mini Patty Cooking Club, except donning the yellow bandana, as well as the Science Logica Club. Momo loves to dance, with her dream once being to become a backup dancer to an artist.
Oh, wow.
Her training started at around the age of 9, becoming skilled in ballet, hip-hop, and jazz. So when she joined SG, she became known as one of their best dancers, and even choreographed a dance for the group. She is also the daughter of the famous Japanese comedian, stage name Hanamaru Hakata, and this could explain her sense of humor and all-around goofy nature, as well as her propensity
Probably,
to
yes.
smile a lot. Like seriously, she seems to love smiling more than breathing. If she does something better than dancing, it's probably smiling. In fact, the perpetual energy generator might be a myth, but the perpetual joy generator may have been proven with the existence of Momo. She appears to be a living embodiment of a fusion reactor of joy, spreading happiness everywhere she goes. Momo has also had a modeling and acting career,
Oh, wow.
appearing in commercials and TV shows, as well as making a film debut with Itazura na Kiss in 2016, and even playing Elizabeth Midford in the Black Butler musical in 2017 to 18.
That's
Then,
impressive.
in 2018, she graduated SG and left Amuse to transfer to a high school abroad so she could fulfill one of her goals of studying English in a native-speaking country, and didn't reappear to the public eye until her appearance at the Taiwanese music festival Super Slipper 10 in August of 2019 as an Avenger, one of the 3 rotating backup dancers for BABYMETAL that temporarily filled the empty spot left by Yui's departure from the group, fulfilling her dream to be a backup dancer for an artist.
Yeah.
Momo got beyond her expectations and was able to accomplish some.
So which country did she move to learn English? I was expecting them to tell me, but anybody know?
Something she probably thought of as impossible. Her implausible wish came true when on April 1st in 2023, she was finally named Momo-Metal, taking the role of Scream and Dance in BABYMETAL. Then less than a year later, during the concerts to celebrate her birthday, she proceeded to take the role Scream, literally, when she took the lead role for their song Headbanger, as well as the special performance of Metataro. Though I am pretty sure Moa was just wishing for reinforcements against the flag. And very rarely do we get everything we want.
Flawless victory.
Brilliant.
When Momo had joined BABYMETAL, it had been over 5 years since the group had started operating as a duo with just Sue and Moa.
Yeah.
Yui Mizuno, formerly known as Yui-Metal, had stopped performing with BABYMETAL in late 2017 due to an undisclosed health issue, and officially retired from the group on October 19th in 2018 with a statement of her decision, which also thanked and apologized to her fans and those she worked with. This was the last time she has been heard from since then, except the brief comments made in the Sakura Gakuin 10th anniversary book. Yui had tried out for Sakura Gakuin with Moa at the age of 11 with the song Over the Future from Sue's former group Karen Girls, a song BABYMETAL would later perform a cover of at their Legend D concert in 2012. She was a sweet and shy girl who was good at dancing and loved tomatoes. And the music from Sue's former group inspired her as it helped her endure a family member's life-threatening illness. Throughout their time in SG and BABYMETAL together, the three girls had regarded each other as family, and that hasn't changed after her departure. Most importantly, Sue and Moa has said they supported Yui and respected the decision she made to leave, as well as whatever she chose to do in the future, a message some of her fans should take to heart.
Wow. That's great.
BABYMETAL started as a quixotic brainchild of Koba-Metal, full name Kei Kobayashi, who has been a producer at Amuse since 1996. He had felt the metal scene in Japan was getting increasingly old and needed a jolt of youth to jumpstart the genre's popularity again. So, after he was assigned to Sakura Gakuin,
Oh, I like that logo.
he began creating the Japanese pop metal fusion group he had planned. When he had heard Sue singing at the Karen Girls' farewell concert, he was convinced that with her vocal capability, she wouldn't be overwhelmed by a full metal band. So he chose her to be the lead vocalist. Then, to add an idol-like dance aspect, he recruited Yui and Moa, and then began working with Mikiko Mizuno, the choreographer that was assigned to Sakura Gakuin. She had been teaching dance since 19, based on her experience in ballet and street dance. Though she had no experience with the metal genre, she was able to adapt her choreography to the music and has become a key part to BABYMETAL's success since the beginning as the dancing became integral to the group. When the girls began working on the music, they were shocked at what they had begun working on, as none of them had experience with metal and had initially found it to be scary. They had also mistook the devil horns that is often used by metalheads for fox shadow play, something that was then adopted by them.
So that's where the fox you look come from. Gotcha. Makes sense.
これは狐残念でした指または手
The mistake also became the foundation of the sci-fi fantasy lore that surrounds the band. Lore that is filled with puns, pop culture references and parody,
Star
things
Wars.
Koba has a fondness for and can be quite convoluted, so it is impossible to go into too much detail with this video. With that in mind, I will only cover some aspects that commonly come up. An example is that when BABYMETAL introduces themselves, they will use a pun with the English word death instead of the Japanese word des,
ベビーメタルです
as des means I am or we are and is pronounced similarly. The fox hand sign they adopted became the inspiration for the fox god, BABYMETAL's fictional god of metal that summoned them. Also, whenever there has been a question in an interview they can't or don't want to answer, they have been known to respond with,
Only the fox god knows
You will see a lot of fox imagery in various aspects of BABYMETAL, including some elaborate set designs they've had over the years.
That's crazy.
A fan is also referred to as a kitsune, the Japanese word for fox, and occasionally magitsune as the female equivalent. While BABYMETAL refers to the whole of the fan base as the One, for which they wrote their song of the same name in tribute to them. They also created the English version because they were touched by all the overseas fans who learned the Japanese lyrics of their songs. Another thing to be aware of is April 1st, also known as Fox Day, which is the official holiday of BABYMETAL. A lot of releases, announcements, and concerts happen on or around this day, and you will see it repeatedly appear in their past. Now let's discuss some of their history and how they reached to where they are today. Early on, with almost no budget due to being a part of a fledgling idol group, BABYMETAL had sourced their clothes from friends and family. They also couldn't afford a live band through their earliest years, performing to backtracks and later adding a group called Baby Bones, who wore skeleton costumes and danced around while pretending to play the instruments. They eventually made their live debut at the first Sakura Gakuin festival in November of 2010 with a performance of Doki Doki Morning. The song would eventually be released on SG's first album in April of 2011 and then as a digital single.
Wow.
Eventually a music video for it was released on a limited edition DVD in October of 2011 and sparked their first instance of going viral on the internet that same year.
Wow.
Then in March of 2012, a cover of Doki Doki Morning was released by the band Kiba of Akiba on a collaboration CD single with BABYMETAL, where each band would cover each other's song. This led BABYMETAL to performing Kiba of Akiba's song Animation with You at many of their early shows. Unsatisfied with only performing at regular SG events, BABYMETAL slowly began performing at places like strip malls, small venues, and eventually in August of 2012, they became the youngest performers to ever play at the Summer Sonic Music Festival in Japan. They were on a small stage near the food court, usually reserved for people like stand-up comedians, and were a late addition to the lineup with the tickets already sold out. So the girls were worried no one would come see them. However, their music drew a crowd regardless.
Yeah, I bet.
As many surprised by their performance had stopped eating to watch the curiosity.
Wow. Well, that's
Then,
good.
with their growing popularity online, they had their first performance outside of Japan in November of that year at the anime festival held in Singapore.
Wow.
Also in late 2012, on October 6th at their Legend Eye concert, BABYMETAL's live session band known as the Kami Band had made their debut for 2 songs. Then, on February 26th of 2014, BABYMETAL finally released their first album, simply titled BABYMETAL. This was followed shortly after, on March 1st and 2nd, with them performing at the Budokan, a venue that has obtained worldwide fame, with many legendary artists performing there.
Wow.
This also marked a milestone for Sue, as she had dreamed of performing there since she was a little girl.
That's cool.
It was also the point where the Kami Band would become a permanent presence for the group. Then after the shows, BABYMETAL announced their first world tour, which included the US, the UK, and various other countries in Europe. The album release and the Gimme Chocolate music video going viral online led to what became a major step forward for the band, when they were invited to the UK Sonosphere Festival in 2014, as this would propel them toward being legitimized on an international level.
Yeah.
Initially, they had been slated on a small side stage. However, due to the buzz online and a grassroots effort by BABYMETAL fans, they were moved up to the main stage of about 50,000 people, which became their first large stage outside of Japan. The girls had initially been worried the crowd would not accept them, as UK festival crowds are notoriously hostile. Most of the people there had no idea who they were and were perplexed at what they were seeing. But by the time BABYMETAL were walking off the stage, they were shouting for more. On November 8th of 2014 at O2 Academy in Brixton, UK, they debuted their song Road of Resistance, a song created in collaboration with Herman Lee and Sam Totman of Dragon Force, and it would eventually be released as their first single of their second studio album. Later, on June 15th of 2015, they would attend the Metal Hammer Golden Gods to accept the award for Best Breakthrough Band.
They've done so well, and it's all from them, which is great, and their fans that have been pushed them to get to this. That's amazing.
Where they would also perform Road of Resistance and Gimme Chocolate, both with Dragon Force as their backing band. They had previously performed Gimme Chocolate with Dragon Force a few days before the award ceremony at the Download Festival in the UK, when BABYMETAL crashed the event with an invite by Dragon Force after the event coordinator had rejected the numerous fan requests to invite them by saying that they had no place at Download and were only a Japanese fad. BABYMETAL's second album, titled Metal Resistance, would release on April 1st in 20...
the organisers of Download suck. Download is probably one of the biggest festivals in the UK, and yeah, if they did not want them, they're idiots. Because look, clearly, proof is in the pudding, literally.
16. The international release included the exclusive track From Dusk Till Dawn, while the Japanese version had the song Syncopation instead. The international version would also include the English version of The One instead of its Japanese counterpart. Their 2016 tour then kicked off on April 2nd at the Wembley Arena in the UK, which eventually took them back to the Download Festival in the following June, but this time with an official invite and on the main stage.
Well done.
In July of that year, BABYMETAL had also made a special appearance at the 2016 Alternative Press Music Awards in the US, where they performed their single Karate, and afterward, Rob Halford of Judas Priest joined them on stage to perform the Judas Priest songs Painkiller and Breaking the Law. They then concluded the world tour with 2 back-to-back shows at the Tokyo Dome, with about 55,000 fans attending each night,
Tokyo Dome,
and where Sue would troll Moa in front of them. I do wonder if Sue was brave or naive. Throughout the year in 2017, BABYMETAL supported various artists as an opening act on their world tours, including Metallica, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Guns N' Roses, Korn and Stone Sour on several of their shows. They then commenced their 5 Fox Festival tour, where they held several shows in Japan with specific audience requirements such as all male, all female, all teenagers, and so on.
That's
This
crazy.
tour concluded with the big Fox Festival shows, with the final one on October 15th being the last time BABYMETAL would perform as the original trio. Prior to the Legend S concert that was held in December of 2017 to celebrate Sue's 20th birthday, it was announced that Yui was advised by her doctor not to perform at this show. Sue and Moa had considered cancelling it, but Moa knew how important it was to Sue, as it would take place in her hometown of Hiroshima, so they agreed to continue on as a duo. This would also unfortunately become the last show the Kami band member Mikio Fujioka would perform with BABYMETAL, as their longtime guitarist passed away on January 5th of 2018 from falling injuries suffered while stargazing. While the Dark Side Law had been planned far in advance of these events, it became truly reflective of the most difficult year for BABYMETAL, as Sue and Moa, as well as the fans, tried to adjust to the absence of Yui. Sue and Moa had also discussed quitting after Yui left, but chose to continue on so as to leave open the spot for her if she would return. They also wanted to prove that they could do it themselves, and though it was hard, the struggles had created a stronger bond between them as they learned to rely on each other more. The 2018 tour would see them return to Download again, to a massive crowd, despite the entirety of the tour being a dance formation experiment with additional backup dancers to support Sue and Moa, and even a change in costumes to make them look like elves. And, whatever this is.
Yeah. Strange.
The following year was an improvement over the last, when in June of 2019, the first major concert of the year was held. With it came the announcement of the Avengers, which would fill the empty spot, restoring the 3-person formation fans preferred. They didn't sing, nor have a mic, and it was never announced who the 3 girls were. However, fans at the shows were able to recognize them as Riho Sayashi, formerly of the J-pop group Morning Musume, who is now a solo artist and actress, and Kano Fujihira, previously from Sakura Gakuin, who later joined the J-pop group 1-5, as well as the now current member of BABYMETAL, Momoko Okazaki. This would also be the concert that their song Papa Ya, from the album that was coming out later that year, would make its live debut, featuring the Thai rapper F Hero, who appeared personally to perform his part.
Wow.
Then, on October 11th, BABYMETAL had its first headlining arena show in the US, which was
Wow.
held at the Forum in Los Angeles to coincide with the release of their new album, with Momo as one of their Avengers that night.
That's amazing to finally get that for them. That's amazing.
The show would also feature the new additions to the Kami band, as 4 members from the US were added to the lineup. The album, titled Metal Galaxy, had 14 tracks on the international
Wow.
release and featured various artists, among them Tim Henson and Scott LePage of Polyphia on the song Brand New Day, and Joachim Broden from Sabaton on O Maginai. The Japanese version of the album also featured 2 exclusive tracks, BMC, which would later be released worldwide as a digital single, as well as Up Down Left Right BBAB, which to this day has never been performed.
So that is BB. So that's going to be what, Nintendo stuff?
Live. In exchange, the international version would feature the English version of the song Elevator Girl. Somehow I think everyone not in Japan got the short end of the stick. By the end of the Metal Galaxy tour, which ended in March of 2020, Momo had become the only Avenger still actively performing with BABYMETAL. On October 30th of 2020, BABYMETAL was featured on Bring Me the Horizon's track Kingslayer. Both bands had been friends since they had met at the Kerrang Awards in 2015 and supported each other ever since,
Wow,
with
that's
BABYMETAL
awesome.
bringing them on their 2019 tour in Japan. So in honor of that friendship, Bring Me the Horizon wanted them featured on their post-human survival horror EP. Moving into their 10th anniversary, BABYMETAL was then invited to Kohaku, NHK's 71st annual television event held on December 31st of 2020. This would be their first time, and the honor of performing at the event is by invitation, and only the most successful Japanese singing acts are invited.
Wow,
It is
that's
a big highlight for their career,
yeah.
as it is typically the biggest television event in Japan.
Wow,
The
that's
artists
crazy.
are split up into teams of all male and all female, and at the end of the show, the judges and the audience vote to determine who performed better. The female team won that year, which they hadn't done since 2016.
That's
Starting
awesome.
in January of 2021, BABYMETAL would perform once again at the Budokan. They held 10 shows from January to April to celebrate their 10th anniversary, as well as the final chapter of the Metal Resistance era, and all 10 shows featured all 10 songs off the best of album they released, as well as the return of some fan favorites that hadn't been performed in years. On
Wow.
October 11th, BABYMETAL released a piano rendition of The One, titled Stairway to Living Legend, and with it, they announced their hiatus by saying that they were going to be sealed from the world. BABYMETAL then went dark without any appearances, and it caused many to speculate over the following months that BABYMETAL had ended. Meanwhile, during the hiatus, Momo appeared on Girls Planet 999, a Korean reality show to compete to become a K-pop idol for a new group. She introduced herself by playing Blackpink on a kazoo.
Wow.
I think we are all very grateful she was never serious about winning this competition. Some of the speculation of BABYMETAL's disbandment was alleviated when on April 1st of 2022, BABYMETAL revealed the Other One Restoration Project, which proceeded to slowly release snippets of new songs over the months leading up to the October announcement of a new album, a return concert in 2023, and the release of their first single. Hey, wait, doesn't that look like Momo? Nah, it could just be me seeing things. On January 28th and 29th of 2023, BABYMETAL held their concerts signifying their return, with Momo once again appearing as the Avenger. During these concerts and the performance of Doki Doki Morning would mark the first time 3 unnamed performers would appear from the Metalverse, a multiverse of parallel worlds. This new trio then proceeded to perform the song with BABYMETAL while in a mirror formation to them. It was quickly figured out by fans that the lead singer was Miko Todaka, formerly of Sakura Gakuin, and the two backup dancers were Sakia Kimura, also formerly of SG, and Kokona Kato from a Muse camp. These concerts would also be the last time to date that we would see the Eastern members of the Kami band perform with BABYMETAL.
Oh, okay.
Then at the end of the concerts, there was an indication that BABYMETAL would finally get a long-awaited third member, and caused a spiral of debates online about who it would be. Though I think it's likely Momo. On March 10th, BABYMETAL made their first appearance on The First Take, a YouTube channel where artists would perform a song of theirs in only one attempt. They chose a special piano rendition of Monochrome, a single off their album, The Other One, that then released on the 24th and was the final album they released as a duo. The next set of concerts took place on April 1st and 2nd, and the first day would proceed to cause panic and anxiety among concert attendees as it repeatedly talked about the death and end of BABYMETAL. While the new trio of girls did not replace BABYMETAL, they did make an appearance again at both of these concerts when they performed karate alongside them. Then at the end of the first night, the long-awaited new member was announced.
Yeah.
Momo had said she was anxious going into these concerts as she was worried that BABYMETAL fans wouldn't accept her, and all three of the girls were relieved as the cheers erupted. Sue and Moa had determined that the chaos of only two members had to end for them to continue on, and decided that the only way forward for BABYMETAL was as a trio with Momo, and were incredibly grateful she was willing to take on the burden of joining a group with such a long-established history.
Yeah.
So they decided
Wow.
to put an end to the old BABYMETAL and re-establish the group with the three of them. With the death and end of the old BABYMETAL came the beginning of an all-new BABYMETAL, and with it, a newly revised logo. From the end of these two concerts, they would then venture into the Metalverse for their new story arc that would replace the previous 10-year-long Metal Resistance. The new tour would then kick off with them supporting Sabaton on their European tour, something that was announced in 2022, which makes me wonder why people were so worried during the concert. On August 18th, they released a new single titled Metali, featuring Tom Morello, which would be the first song ever released as the new BABYMETAL. They would go on to perform it live with their return to Summer Sonic as the headliner of the Mountain Stage. This was also the festival that the mysterious trio would return once again, after their appearances at the BABYMETAL concerts earlier in the year. The new kawaii metal group were named Metalverse, and was another brainchild of Koba, and this name will never cause any confusion at all, ever. Instead of the three members they had as they mirrored BABYMETAL, there were now 5, and performing their own music. Joining the original 3 were Miki Yagi and Yume Nozaki, both former SG members, and the latter who then left Amuse on March 31st of 2024. Then BABYMETAL went on to their North American part of the tour when the unthinkable happened. Someone threw something at them, a bracelet which Moa happily accepted, and started a chain reaction of gifts thrown at them through the rest of their tour.
Oh no.
Then beginning on October 31st, a musical festival called Next Fest was held in Japan by Bring Me the Horizon, and BABYMETAL performed there in support of them. On all 4 days of the event, the two bands finally performed the song Kingslayer together. As the 2023-24 tour came to a close in March, another collaborative song was released titled Leave It All Behind,
Yes.
with F-Hero and the Thai rock band.
Love this song. I had listened to this good couple of times a week still. I love this one.
And Body Slam. Now that the anniversary of the formation of the new BABYMETAL has passed, is the point where we come to the end of the guide. There was only so much room, with many festivals, shows, and events that couldn't be included. So I only covered what I thought was the most interesting
Great.
and most relevant
Everything.
to the current
Loved it.
state of BABYMETAL. The group is progressing at a faster pace, and doing
literally everything I needed to know or wanted to know is, yeah, before the changing member and after the changing member. And yeah, discography, great. And brilliant. The personalities as well, just fantastic. Love it all.
things they have never done before, with many more festivals and shows in the future, including their own music festival in Japan, which is scheduled in May. Maybe when it becomes a necessity, I will make an update to this guide. Other than that, as for what the future holds for BABYMETAL,
only the fox god knows.
Indeed.
Exactly what it is.
That's brilliant. I love that. That's amazing. Wow. So, now we've done that. I don't want to say, do you prefer like the original 3, or do we do the post and the new 3? I'm not going to ask that. So, yeah. Right. Now, do I go back through the list of songs I was doing before this guide? Or do I go into something different? And what song should I be doing? Of BABYMETAL, obviously. I'm not going to be doing other Japanese groups, any other rock groups, so I don't fancy doing that currently. But BABYMETAL I will continue to do. So, what do you want to see next? What's the one song I should listen to, react to? Or do I just continue with the song, the playlist I was doing? So please let me know. Yeah, highest voted comment on this video will get what I want to do next. So yeah. Right, that was so much fun. I enjoyed that. It's been a long video. Let's leave it here. If you enjoyed that, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. That'd be very much appreciated. If not, don't worry about it. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.